The splashy surf of the Pacific Ocean. On shore, check out family life, Southern California style. So much to do here and yet so little time. Today live, the new sensation hits a hot location. Welcome to Hermosa Beach, California, where a crowd of 20,000 strong is ready for the Miller Lite U.S. Championships. Hello again, everybody, and welcome. Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland. $750,000. That's the amount. SINJIN Smith and Randy Stoklos, the reigning kings of the beach, against Thunder and Lightning, RICCI Luyties and Adam Johnson. Two different kinds of teams.
Very different. SINJIN Smith and Randy Stoklos, the kings of the beach, dominated the 80s. They dominated the beginning of the 1991 season, winning 10 of 14 events. Then they slumped, but they're coming back and playing some of their best volleyball of the year right now when it really counts. And Luyties and Johnson, they've only been together for 5 weeks. But if Adam Johnson gets hot defensively and jump serving, and Luyties is blocking the way we saw in Milwaukee, anybody's contest.
Okay, we're just about ready to get rolling. SINJIN Smith and Randy Stoklos, RICCI Luyties and Adam Johnson. Get ready, because Beachland back at the Miller Lite U.S. Championships, getting set for our final match. SINJIN Smith and Randy Stoklos going up against Adam Johnson and RICCI Luyties. Okay, Luyties and Johnson set, ready to go. You know, in beach volleyball, we have a saying, you have to look good to feel good. So check out the latest fashion do's and don'ts on the beaches of Southern California. And it's a cinch that Flojo did not design any of those uniforms. A rocking crowd is here. It is big and it is loud. Perhaps the biggest crowd of the year. We'll have to wait for the final tally, but we are getting set for 1 game to 15 points.
Quickly and easily through the winner's bracket. Nobody really challenging them until Andrew Smith, SINJIN's brother, on time in the semifinals. Johnson and Luyties lost to them badly in the finals of the winner's bracket, a rematch.
The opponents for the Kings of the Beach, Adam Johnson, 26 years old, out of the University of Southern California. 3 wins this year. He's only been on the professional circuit for 2 years, a rising young star, and his partner has come of age. You saw him in Milwaukee if you were with us. RICCI Luyties, 6'5", 215 pounds. He has a gold medal, 4 NCAA championships. He is ready to rock and roll. How did Luyties and Johnson? A little tougher road.
Well, needed all of that talent and some good luck to get into this finals against Jay Hanseth and Andy Fishburne in overtime the first round of the tournament. Then they moved along, some easy wins over Hanley and Whitmarsh. Power to Lewisman. They lost to Smith and Stoklos. Big comeback victory over Frohoff and Akatubby. Rematch in the finals.
Briefly, the rules, 1 game to 15. There is an 8-minute rally clock, much like the NBA clock. It only runs game to 15 points. The winning team splits $100,000, the biggest payday for first place in the history of pro beach volleyball. Adam Johnson and RICCI Luyties are in black. SINJIN Smith and Randy Stoklos in white. Smith now has taken his shirt off and we're ready to roll. Luyties up high.
Terrible set really to start by SINJIN Smith. Randy Stoklos having to hit this ball. Look, 9 feet off the net. Luyties with perfect timing and the stuff straight down.
The 5th meeting between these teams. Johnson and Luyties have won 3. Smith and Stoklos won 1, and it was early in this tournament.
Very important, excuse me, Chris, for Luyties and Johnson to get off to a good start, get that first point on the board quickly.
RICCI Luyties is the big man at the net out of UCLA. He'll call the blocking signals. And now he gets the serve. Luyties. And Luyties wails it out of bounds.
This is the story of RICCI Luyties. Makes hitting errors early, doesn't come out completely focused or relaxed, I should say. Just too many mistakes in the early going of these big matches.
Johnson and Luyties have had a penchant for getting behind. They were down 8-3 in the semi against Brent Frohoff and Scott Akatubby and rallied to win that one. But against the Kings of the Beach, you can't get that far behind.
Well, if you do, you're going to lose. It's just as simple as that. Luyties may have been able to block effectively against Brent Frohoff and Scott Akatubby, but won't have the same success here, I don't think.
Luyties will charge the net. This is Stoklos. And the dink off the top. The kill going to Randy Stoklos. He's 30 years old, out of Pacific Palisades, California, and UCLA.
Teamwork so important on the beach. After Sinjin Smith sets this ball, he says to Randy Stoklos, his partner, over him, over him. Remember, two players covering the same size court as we see in the Olympic Games.
Luyties cut inside. So Ricky Luyties getting some work early.
Every serve gone to Ricky Luyties so far.
And his partner, Adam Johnson, will go back to serve. 8 blocks in the losers bracket final against Brent Frohoff and Scott Akatebe. He turned it around. Working on Stoklos. And Randy Stoklos drills one cross court. He is generally regarded as the top or most powerful hitter on the beach, Randy Stoklos.
Well, he is absolutely frightening. Has been timed at hitting the ball in excess of 90 miles an hour. So if you're going to block him, you better get ready, and same defensively.
1-1 is our score. Luyties. And Luyties hits one off the tape and down. So Ricky Luyties now with his 3rd kill, the kill just being the successful termination of a spike.
So far, this game has come down to a contest between Ricky Luyties, really one-on-one against Randy Stoklos. Hitting and blocking against one another.
Smith will attack. And Smith, the master of the placement shot.
Well, they as a team, Smith and Stoklos, are the masters of ball control. The best passer in the game, Sinjin Smith. The best setter in the game, Randy Stoklos. It's very difficult to get them out of their side-out rhythm.
And Luyties. Go ahead, Sinjin! And another cut shot inside. So Ricky Luyties puts another ball away.
Adam Johnson will toe the line.
If you're wondering, and you're new to volleyball, the net is 8 feet. The court is the exact same size as it is indoors, so much more difficult for players in sand to cover the exact same amount that 6 players would cover indoors.
Takes constant communication and coordination, front row, back row.
Randy Stoklos, wearing the white tank top, once again for identification, gets the spike.
The play is on this time for Ricky Luyties to take the cross court against Randy Stoklos, Adam Johnson, the dig line. You see how far inside Ricky Luyties is. Adam Johnson unable to completely cover the sideline of the court.
Smith serving. And go. And Luyties does not clear.
2 hitting errors. Those are the points on the board for Smith and Stoklos. Ricky Luyties has hit 1 ball out of bounds, and this one hits into the net. Really no excuse for this here. You never want to hit the ball out of bounds or into the net. Make your opponent block you or dig you.
2-1. 8-minute clock, and an ace is racked up by Sinjin Smith. He doesn't hit it hard, but once again, the placement.
Hey, location is everything. Sinjin Smith can cut the ball to the sideline. He can go deep middle, this time literally over Ricky Luyties' shoulder into the deep cross-court corner.
Smith, his team leading 3-1. Luyties. And a big cross-court hit by Ricky Luyties. The theory might be serve Ricky. He has to block, hit, and jump serve, tire him out.
Well, and I think it's a good theory. Wear him out, and also he comes out a little bit tight sometimes, and you want to put the pressure on him early, make him do everything out on the court.
Smith. His real name is Christopher St. John Smith. He got the nickname SINJIN when he was a youngster. His brother couldn't say Christopher St. John.
Well, it's a mouthful. I couldn't say it either if I were 3 years old.
First career win back in 1977 with Stormont Mike Norman. And over. Come on. Blocked. And Stoklos will have the opportunity to terminate, go to 4. Got it.
You cannot make ball control mistakes against Smith and Stoklos. They're going to make you pay. Luyties again challenging Randy Stoklos. Fly swats that one back. And after that comes the ball control error, and Luyties and Johnson pay.
4-1 is our score. We're coming back. More. You only get 1 serve. You serve the ball into the net, the other team gets possession. Chris Marlowe with Paul Sunderland, the $250,000 Miller Lite U.S. Championships. 6:29 remaining in this game. Smith and Stoklos on top at the moment, 3-1. Make that 4-1, excuse me. And Stoklos is caught into the net.
Boy, that was another point-scoring opportunity for Smith and Stoklos. And they've been on a bit of a roll. That's a big break for Luyties and Johnson. They're now on the good side, Chris.
Explain good side, bad side.
Good side is downwind. When you're receiving the ball from your opposition, the ball moves much less. Conversely, when you serve into the wind, really able to hit this jump serve hard into the opposing wind.
Randy Stoklos. And Johnson with a superb dig. But Luyties has to shovel it over. Smith. Should be a point. Right here. Johnson. No! Stoklos with a dig. And the set. Luyties.
That's the best of beach volleyball. We talked about the dig. Well, here's the first. Look at this rocket. Just controlling the ball, making it look easy. And then Adam Johnson right back at you. This time at Randy Stoklos, not known for his defense. Great effort out here by both teams.
That was a point for Johnson and Luyties in black. We've dipped under 6 minutes. 4-2 is our score. Stoklos. And Randy Stoklos cutting the ball inside. He also went to UCLA. Last year won over $221,000 in prize money. Smith and Stoklos made $21,000 more than the president last year.
And they're in the same tax bracket.
And they were named Kings of the Beach. Here. Luyties.
Over. Go ahead.
And a nice shot down the line by Ricky Luyties, spelled R-I-C-C-I.
Again, the coordination between teammates on the beach. Adam Johnson setting the ball and then talking immediately to Luyties, describing the open location.
Still continued service to Luyties.
Low set.
Chance for a point. Johnson. No! Stoklos rejects.
Adam Johnson makes half a great play. Sure, the defensive hustle is there, and Ricky Luyties, who was an All-American setter at UCLA, dishes this ball in perfect position, but he just gives it away early. And Randy Stoklos, great job of taking away the cross court.
Good. And cut.
Luyties spikes it off Stoklos.
Side out.
Luyties and Johnson are back in this match. Down only 2, that may seem obvious, but they came out very shakily at the beginning of the match.
Johnson and Luyties on the good side now, the perceived good side. How many points should they score over there?
3 of the 5 that they will stay on the good side. Switch sides, every multiple of 5 out on the beach to accommodate wind, sun, etc.
And Johnson is there to gobble it up. Point number 3 coming. Not yet. Smith digs, but he can't get there. Tremendous defense so far.
Well, Adam Johnson sees something from Randy Stoklos because he's reading his line shot very easily. See, 2 players only covering the court. Adam Johnson goes down, gets back up, and then crushes this ball against SINJIN Smith.
Adam Johnson only made $34,000 last year. This year, he's already got $77,000, not including the next upcoming couple of tournaments. So Adam Johnson earning paycheck going up very quickly. 4-3 is our score. Smith and Stoklos have a 1-point advantage. SINJIN Smith to serve. He's got a brother named Andrew, a top model, also a great professional beach volleyball player. And a shank pass leading to a point, the lift.
That's just concentration once again. Luyties and Johnson had clawed back in this game, and SINJIN Smith, again, not with the heater jump serve, just gets it on Ricky and he shanks it.
Smith Stoklos here on the near side. Smith is a defensive player. He'll go behind.
And
tight. That's tight.
And the joust.
The first confrontation. 2 of the strongest players out here on the Pro Beach Tour, both former UCLA Bruins, just rising way above the top of the tape, and the strongest survive, this time Ricky Luyties.
That used to be an official's call, not so anymore. The strong guy wins. Johnson with another dig. To pull to within 1. Johnson hammers on the line.
It's what Adam Johnson's been doing all season long, digging effectively against the best hitters, and then Ricky Luyties, exceptional setter coming out of the blocking situation.
Randy Stoklos. And he cuts it into the net. So perhaps the strategy of Luyties and Johnson is starting to work. 5-5 is our score. We'll be back. with more after this. So far, 10 points have been scored. You're looking at good side, bad side. 8 on the good side, only 2 on the bad side. Now Johnson and Luyties face the dilemma going over to the bad side. Smith and Stoklos back where they scored 4 in the early going. I'm Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland. The Miller Lite U.S. Championships, $250,000. The winner of this game splits $100,000, 50 grand apiece. Stoklos off Luyties. And I think perhaps in the timeout, Smith said to Stoklos, look, you have to start hitting the ball by Luyties instead of cutting and dinking.
Well, Adam Johnson had made him pay at least twice on the digs, covering behind Ricky Luyties. And as long as SINJIN Smith sets the ball well, Randy will stay very aggressive swinging.
And over.
Ball is touched. Johnson. Oh, Smith with the left, but he cannot control it. And possession going to Johnson and Luyties.
Boy, Luyties certainly keeps this thing interesting, barely clearing the net. There's a good look at the court. The good side is the right side, bad side left. Good side again, you're downwind.
Adam Johnson serving.
Johnson, he'll be a little more conservative with his jumper on the bad side. Still working on Stoklos.
Come on, over him. Hey.
And Stoklos getting into a rhythm now, bangs it hard cross court.
8 kills now for Randy Stoklos. And again, Stoklos not known as a great passer, but if he can scoop that ball up there effectively, he's going to be very, very good. And look at the story there, Chris. No doubt as to where SINJIN Smith and Randy Stoklos are going. Every serve to Ricky Luyties.
Unbelievably, Adam Johnson hasn't received one serve yet. Smith for a point. Got it.
Well, and there you get a perfect example why. SINJIN Smith has aced Ricky Luyties twice, and Luyties just does not react as well to the situations there. You see SINJIN calmly, collectively over the top of Adam Johnson for the score.
If you're wondering about the title of Kings of the Beach or King of the Beach, that is the team or player that wins the most tournaments during 1 year.
Come on, you got it.
And Stoklos can't go.
Well, he was there, but just ran into some of the portable apparatus. He would have had that ball easily.
Ricky Luyties will have the ball. He'll put it into play. Luyties, who burst onto the scene at the 1983 World Championships with legendary Steve Obradovich. They finished second in that particular tournament. And since then, Ricky's been kind of an enigma. Talent to win, but has never really done it until this year. Johnson with the dig. Luyties spins it.
Get up. Yeah, I'm fine. No one.
Smith kabooms it. Would have been a big point for Johnson and Luyties. A chance wasted.
Very critical in terms of ball control. Both Adam Johnson and SINJIN Smith having a digging duel out here. And Ricky Luyties just sets this ball over the net, creating the opportunity for Smith and Stoklos.
Luyties will attack again.
And cut.
Smith, easy play here.
Right, Brett.
And Smith crushes it. So SINJIN Smith anticipating very well behind the block. There are planned plays.
Well, there are planned plays, and also there is a intricate game plan here. They're going to serve Ricky Luyties absolutely every ball. SINJIN guessing correctly, going cross court for the score.
Okay, a timeout is called. Smith and Stoklos are ahead by 2 when we return to Hermosa. Championships. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this game, 7-5. Smith and Stoklos have a 2-point lead. Luyties having a little trouble against Stoklos now. Smith is digging his lips. That means a lot of digs. He's getting them.
Over.
Luyties. Another dig. And score.
SINJIN Smith has been struggling with injuries all season long, has a terrible right wrist. Now his knee is bothering him, but look at him. At 34 years of age, scrambling, covering the entire back court, and Randy Stoklos with a kill on 2.
8-5. Tight
Over.
set. And a good shot there by Luyties. SINJIN Smith injured all year. He's playing with what they think is a torn ligament, although the beach doctor Tim Brown told me they're not sure exactly what it is. They won't know until they go in there after the season is over. But it is puffy. Very, very puffy. You can see it right there, his right spiking hand. You're allowed to do that once in pro beach volleyball. Now Johnson must serve this ball, no matter where he throws it, even if it goes into the ocean.
Good.
Stoklos. And down the line. Good call by Smith. His 10th kill, Randy Stoklos.
Very good groove right now, Smith and Stoklos in the side-out game. SINJIN Smith not known for his setting, but doing a very good job off the excellent passing of Randy Stoklos.
A 3-point advantage for Smith and Stoklos in the multicolored trunks. Luyties. And Luyties hammers one home.
Well, that's what Ricky Luyties is capable of, but still, he has received now 19 serves. He's blocking every time. He's got 12 kills so far. You can see him, the big breath. Smith and Stoklos really trying to wear him down.
And now the challenge for Luyties, he has to serve Stoklos and try to wear him out. Johnson out of his reach, so Stoklos with another placement. Stoklos has won 108 tournaments in his career, second only to Smith.
Not known for his attacking early in his career, but teams are serving him a lot more now, and he has got the total package offensively.
Won his first tournament in 1982 with Jim Menges at 40 this year, making a comeback on the beach. And Stoklos sets to put the ball in play. Still up by 3.
Shot! Over.
And Luyties drills it inside.
I'll tell you, right now is the test for Ricky Luyties. He's starting to take some deep breaths. He's got to suck it up right now, block a couple of balls. Adam Johnson could help him with a tough serve.
Luyties and Johnson known for their comebacks. In 91, a terrific record in the finals. When they get to the finals, they've won 2 tournaments together, Luyties and Johnson.
Over. Angle. Yes.
And Stoklos now in a rhythm. You think perhaps maybe change up and try SINJIN Smith a couple of times?
I think you've got to throw one over to SINJIN. Randy Stoklos is in that invincible zone. He just is seeing the block extremely well, and this time cutting off a really sharp angle.
Smith. And a big hard hit by Luyties. Keep in mind that in Milwaukee, when we were on, Ricky Luyties and Adam Johnson down 9-4 came back to win. Here in the semifinals, they were down 8-3 and came back to beat Scott Akatubby and Brent Frohoff. Could they do it today? Well, with 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining, they trail by 3.
Hit it.
Johnson looking for a point. Not yet. Luyties looking for a point. And he gets it. Earning a point on the bad side. A big one.
We're not getting this very often, but the defense keys it, and Ricky Luyties just hammering cross court, still breathing hard. He's got to continue to suck it up here. Serving very easily.
6 serving 8, shank pass, trouble. And big trouble. So Johnson and Luyties down by 3, scored 2 points on the bad side. It's a new ball game. Johnson and Luyties are going to the good side, only down. No, it is not Dancing Barry of Laker fame. It's Dancing Marvin, the dancing referee of Pro Beach Volleyball fame. He referees and dances at the same time.
Well, we showed you what was in and what was out on the beach, and Marvelous is definitely in.
2 minutes and 49 seconds to go in this game. Luyties and Johnson have pulled to within 1 of the kings of the beach, Smith and Stoklos. We're at Hermosa Beach, the championship final of the Miller Lite U.S. Championship. Stoklos, and Stoklos punches one to the floor. Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland. Hope you're enjoying the action here on NBC. Smith and Stoklos on the left side of your screen in the multicolored trunks. Johnson and Luyties in black.
Randy Stoklos are back to serve.
Let's see what Smith and Stoklos can do now that they're on the bad side. Very important that Luyties and Johnson got a couple from the bad side before the change.
Luyties has renewed confidence now. He was shooting the ball a little earlier.
I think the break during the side change really helped him. He was huffing and puffing big time. Remember, he's now received every single serve from Smith and Stoklos. Count them, 22.
Adam Johnson wearing his foot digs. Those are the latest in foot protection. Coming to Stoklos. Poke. Out. And we're tied at 8. Johnson and Luyties have come back.
The jump serving of Adam Johnson, the key. Randy Stoklos was unable to pass that ball near the net, thus leading to the point. And Johnson and Luyties have outscored Smith and Stoklos 3-0. We're tied at 8.
Johnson. And Smith gets a rare opportunity. Dink! And in there. SINJIN Smith, so caged. He's 34 years old. He's been on the circuit for 15 years.
And in spite of all the injuries, and we've mentioned a couple and showed you a couple today, he has never missed a tournament.
If you're wondering who's the oldest volleyball player to ever win a tournament, the great Ron Von Hagen won one at 38.
On top and over.
Luyties. And Smith digs him again.
And nobody!
For a point. Johnson can't get there. Smith and Stoklos back in the lead, 9-8.
When you played as long as SINJIN Smith has, you know when to turn it on, and he is as fired up for this tournament and this final as I've seen him in the last couple of years.
2:16 to go. If the clock runs out, you only have to win by one, and a timeout taken by Luyties and Johnson. 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go. It's a one-point game. We'll be right back. Volleyball from Walt Disney World. That will be September 7th. The Miller Lite World Invitational. The best teams in the world will be there September 7th, once again at 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's following Notre Dame football. So Notre Dame then beach volleyball. Can't get any better than that, I don't think.
Oh, we're going from the Midwest. It'll probably be a beautiful fall, crisp day, about 50, and then we're taking you out to the beach.
9-8 is our score. Smith and Stoklos ahead by 1. Johnson. And Johnson chops it down the line. Adam Johnson and Ricky Luyties, the comeback kids. They were down 8-5 here a little earlier and have struggled their way back.
And almost 3/4 the way through this match, that is the first reception for Adam Johnson.
Stoklos. Johnson, great dig. Can he score out of it? Yes! AJ's getting hot.
And Ricky Luyties is starting to smile. The digging contest continues. Adam Johnson in the cross court, not only digging the ball, but with good enough control to convert for the score.
Just over 2 minutes to play, 9-9.
Come on.
Oh, detonation! Stoklos.
Check the Richter scale.
Oh.
No comment. Oh, my goodness.
Anybody can hit in warm-ups like that, but when you do it against Luyties, perhaps the best blocker on the beach, that is something. 9-9. Play continues. We're playing to 15. If you get to 15, you're winning by 2, you win. But if the clock runs out, you only have to win by 1, and it's over. And Luyties chops it out of bounds. So Smith and Stoklos respond with a couple of points on the bad side of their own.
Once again, Ricky Luyties living right out on the edge. He tries to hit too sharp an angle, catches the top of the equipment, and out of bounds. Another unforced error by Luyties.
Key right now is Luyties getting tired. He's doing so much work.
And over.
Cut. Smith has it.
Come on.
Oh, it went out of bounds. And that could have been a result of Smith's injured paw. He got it on it, but it went to the right.
He's all over this play, been making it a million times during his career. But look, just outside the antenna, anything outside that vertical antenna right next to the pole is out of play.
If you happen to be wondering what happened is Kent Steffes and Karch Garai knocked out in the early rounds. They finished 7th. Stoklos.
Hey, go.
Get rejected. From Hermosa Beach. Another look at a great King Kong block. Explain.
Well, Ricky Luyties is just hanging and swatting one-handed. That's just before he got shot off the Empire State Building.
That play invented by Randy Stoklos. The Kong block, the one-arm block, utilized by Luyties. We have our 5th tie of this game. The good side and the bad side. It has been a factor.
And remember right now, Smith and Stoklos on the good side. We're tied for the 5th time at 10.
Stoklos. And Johnson can't quite get there. So Randy Stoklos and Ricky Luyties are getting all the serves. They are in a battle, a war. Smith and Johnson are the supporting players in this one. Who will run out of gas first? Stoklos or Luyties? Smith serving.
Don't forget the jump serving of SINJIN Smith from the good side.
And don't forget the clock. 1:30 remaining in the game.
And cut.
And down it goes. So Luyties stumps one through. And it's side out. Our score is tied at 10. If you just joined us, this is the championship final of the Miller Lite U.S. Championships, the biggest and most prestigious tournament of the year. Stoklos out of the reach of Johnson. Now, minute 22 remaining.
Randy being so aggressive in his serve reception, covering a lot of the court, that time going deep middle. AJ with a chance, down to a minute 22.
Stoklos. Still working on Luyties. Ricky.
Come on, SINJIN!
Smith has it easily. Oh, and Stoklos shoots it over and in! Oh, what a play!
Boy, these matches and championships are usually decided by jump serving, stuff blocking, diving digs. But watch Stoklos here. He must have touched the ball on the block. It's hanging, and that might have turned this match around for Smith and Stoklos.
Smith and Stoklos by 1. Luyties. Did it hit Stoklos off the block? Yes. And wait a minute. The linesman saying it touched the block, and Smith and Stoklos will question.
Okay, I hear you. This is a huge, huge call. If that ball does not touch Randy Stoklos on the way out of bounds, Smith and Stoklos in a commanding position. Into the tape. Looks like it hits the outside of his arm. Really changes direction dramatically. Boy, what a tough call.
Johnson now serving, and he serves it out of bounds with a minute 5 to play. Smith and Stoklos are ahead by 1. You only have to win by 1 if the clock runs out. And now the pressure
11 to 10.
severely on Johnson and Luyties. Smith can't afford an error. Luyties. He'll retrieve. Luyties, huffing and puffing. Oh, and he catches the last little strand of that rope.
Boy, Ricky Luyties is working so hard, and Adam Johnson telling him right now, I've got to help you more. Those balls in between, the free balls. AJ Johnson has got to take some of those and get the pressure off of Luyties.
Down by 1. 55 seconds to go.
No one.
And Smith terminates. Big difference in winning prize money and losing prize money in this one, Paul.
It's the penthouse or somewhere down around the 3rd or 4th floor. We go from 100,000 down into the low 20s for second position.
And we have a timeout taken by Luyties and Johnson. So Smith and Stoklos ahead by 1. 50 seconds to go in this game. 4-6-50. Third is gone. Total prize money $250,000. And Smith and Stoklos right now in command. They're on the good side. They have a 1-point lead with 50 seconds to play. Luyties. And Ricky Luyties going high over the top.
That's the better trajectory. He can jump. He's 6'5". He's got to hit the ball much higher above the top of the tape. It will eliminate errors. Right now, he's got to become a blocker.
21 kills for Luyties. He gives the fist signal, which means he's trying to block the ball. Luyties and Johnson need a point right here. Johnson could be a point. Luyties.
Got to hit that.
Couldn't. He was off balance. Smith. Can he hit? Johnson digs. Luyties down. Luyties is gassed.
Yeah, there was the fatigue right there. Adam Johnson with a pretty good dig, but Luyties' legs are gone. Normally he would get to this ball. There's the dig. Look at Ricky. He's chugging, but just not covering the ground effectively.
The clock certainly is going to be a factor. 30.5 seconds to go, just like the NBA, and Johnson and Luyties have to take another timeout. They're resting, and Smith and Stoklos, the kings of the beach, honing in on their title. Back at the U.S. Championship, Smith and Stoklos leading by a point. 30.5 seconds to go in this game. The clock only runs when the ball's in play. Plenty of time, but Luyties and Johnson now out of timeouts. Luyties is tired. He's trying to hang on, and he squeaks one through. If it's tied at the end of regulation, we go to sudden death. Next point wins.
Sudden death. They will flip a coin to determine side or serve, and then we will just play.
Crowd trying to rev up. Luyties and Johnson. Clock ticking down. Smith. He hit it out. We're tied.
That is the last player on the Pro Beach Tour I would expect to make a hitting error in that situation.
$11-all. Just under 21 seconds to go. Stoklos. Johnson has it. A chance to go ahead. Yes! Seconds remain. Johnson and Luyties are ahead by 1.
Smith and Stoklos, it looks like, are not going to take a timeout. Maybe delaying just a bit. Very surprised, and Ricky Luyties looks like we do have a timeout.
So timeout is taken. Johnson and Luyties were trailing 8-5. We were tied at 10. Smith and Stoklos took the lead at 11-10. And then inexplicably, SINJIN Smith hit the ball out to tie it at 11. Johnson and Luyties have just gone ahead. The clock, as you see, that is tenths of a second, 11.6. Now, what will Johnson and Luyties do strategically, Paul?
They're talking right now. Ricky Luyties wants to serve the sky ball. Hit the ball up in the air as high as you can. Take 5, 6, 7 seconds off the clock. He's changed his posture, though, after the discussion.
I think you have to be careful of the sky ball. You don't want to hit it out.
If they score here, it's a moot point.
Clock running down. Stoklos.
That's set.
Block. Ball kept in play. Clock ticking down. 2 seconds. 1 second. Smith. Block. It's over. Johnson and Luyties have won it.
They were dead in the first round of this tournament. Comebacks all weekend long is the story.